everyone, it's Carolyn here today to share a message with you that does not have a channel attached to it, but it's the topic of identifying with yourself as who you are now. Before we get started, as always, I want to welcome anybody who's new today, and of course, thank everybody who always joins me. For those of you who are new, I'm Carolyn, I'm a channel, I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor. And I offer these channels of the light keepers and my own learnings and understandings and examples for you so that you can take information away for your learning on your awakening journey. Below in the description box, you're going to find a free video that I've created for you on flow, on how to create flow in your body for health and wellness during this important time of awakening. And then it leads you to a lot more free content that I offer in a weekly email. So I hope you will join me. And with that, I'm going to get started on the topic. This time, I'm going to talk a bit about this persona of us, of who we are individually in this human body, in this incarnation. I got thinking about this the other day, and I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about kind of the end of life, as in the end of this life. And yet at the same time, we both firmly believe we have had many incarnations and we will continue to have more. And with that, I was saying to her, and I've been thinking about this, I don't want to be anybody else. I really like me. I want to just stay me. And she just got a good kick out of that and started laughing at me. And I did too. And I said, it's true. And then I started realizing how much I identify with this persona that is Carolyn, this body that is Carolyn, the me that is Carolyn. I am very tied to who I am. And I got thinking, well, isn't everybody that way? And my friend said, no, I'm not. I feel more of an infinite being in the sense of like, I'm not attached to who I am. And I'm like, wow, I really am attached to who I am. Because honestly, I've worked on myself a lot. I've enjoyed my life. I've had honestly, it's been difficult in many ways, but I've had a whole lot of fun too. And I like who I've become. So I'm stuck. I'm kind of like stuck in this persona, in this body of like, this is who I want to be. And I never want to be anybody else. Oh my gosh. Now, I know a lot about my past lives. But yet, as I understand those past lives, there are parts of those that I can really relate to. But to be able to put myself into that body, that person, is extremely difficult because I still see myself as the main identity in me. And that's not the way it is. And I would love to be able to step out of that and see things differently and feel more like a universal being, but I would like to more be able to step out of myself and see myself more holistically and feel that space of knowing that I'm an infinite being and kind of looking from the outside in. Oh no, I can't do that. Are you kidding me? And I am an athlete and have been all my life, so I'm really tied to my body too. So I'm attached to my body, which is a blessed thing for us, right? But for those of you who are in athletics, you get exactly what I mean. You identify with your body, you understand it, you know how it works, you know how it feels, you know all of this and what you can do with it. And then the persona of you is not just your personality, it's your body, it's the whole of who you are. So I think when we start moving through this awakening journey, and I don't know when this happens, for some of you, you may really have grasped onto this idea of the wholeness of who you are, rather than looking at the persona of you in your current form. And being able to more holistically look at yourself as, like I said, this infinite being. I can't do that at all. I have no clue where to begin. So I will not counsel anyone on that because it's something that, I don't think it's anything we have to do, like, oh, this is something in the awakening that happens, you must do, work toward this, blah, 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 because I still believe the awakening is your individual journey and you move through it at the pace and in the way that you're meant to. But there are some things that are common, obviously, in the awakening. I'm wondering if this is one of them, where this idea of persona, of who you are in this human body, in this life, Carolyn, me, if we are able to at some point be able to let that go, look in from the outside. And I'm not talking about when you're on ayahuasca retreat or anything like this, momentary kinds of situation. I'm talking about all the time, or primarily your day-to-day life. Is there that time that we are able to, I would say, transcend the idea of being human, being much more infinite than we are, and to feel it, to consciously recognize it? I honestly don't know, but I wanted to put this out there for you. I do believe it is, to one degree or another, something people do end up feeling, some probably much stronger. And yet at the same time, I also feel, for me, I honestly think it's part of the journey. I think it's part of that journey to be able to, in some ways, be able to separate out that persona of who you are now, who I am now, look from the outside in, essentially, from the soul of you, the more holistic part of you, to be able to see yourself as yourself today without fully identifying as this is me. This is who I am. This is who I always want to be. We know that is, or most of us do understand that we will continue to take on different personas, or have in the past, in this game of life that we play. But I wanted to toss this out there for you today. There's really not any specific learning out of this other than an awareness that I wanted to present to you today. That this is something that I have recently realized about myself. I'm super attached to who I am. Now, that's not ego, okay? That's not, oh, I think I'm amazing and wonderful and whatever. But that's just that inability at this stage to be able to not define myself as me. The person you're looking at, the person with the Carolyn name, I am not at this point doing that. So I'm really curious where you guys are in that journey, because I do believe it's part of this awakening journey. When we're able to more holistically, as I said, look at ourselves and realize and feel it and know it more specifically on a day-to-day basis, that we're that divine spark, that infinite being that's experiencing all these other opportunities in life, with this just being one of them. So with that today, I'm going to leave you to kind of ponder that on your own. And as always, I thank you for joining me. And if you're interested in working with me, I'm a channel, distance energy healer, and spiritual awakening mentor. Check out purplerainhealing.com, because I would love to work with you on your awakening journey. So thank you again for joining me, and I will see you in the next video.